The Eglinton Crosstown Light Rail Transit Project is an enormous undertaking. It will bring significant benefits to Toronto. The Eglinton Crosstown is a 19-kilometre light rail transit line that will run along Eglinton Avenue through the heart of Toronto, with a 10-kilometre underground tunnel in its central section. Construction of the Crosstown is well underway, and when it's complete, the line will connect Mount Dennis in the west to Kennedy Station in the east and will be up to 60% faster than the bus service today. Across the 19 kilometres, the Crosstown will provide 15 underground stations and 10 surface stops at major intersections and will provide fast, reliable, and convenient service. Construction is already well underway on the tunneling for the underground portion of the Crosstown. The next phase of work is to build the new stations, stops, maintenance and storage facility, along with the supporting systems infrastructure to support train operations. That work will be done by Crosslinks Transit Solutions, CTS, the consortia that was awarded the contract to design, build, finance, and maintain the Crosstown. Now allow me to take you on a brief tour of the winning proposal. Pictures speak 1,000 words, as they say, so here we go, starting with the west end of the line. Approaching Mount Dennis Station from the west, we meet the GO Kitchener service and provide a new major bus interchange facility. Transfers between the Crosstown LRT, GO Transit, TTC buses are made easy for transit riders, with a short walking distance between each service. Just to the left of the frame, you see our new maintenance and storage facility, where the light rail vehicles will be maintained and stored. Buses arrive into Mount Dennis Station via a new photography drive passing to the east of the refurbished Kodak building. And here is an elevation of the new station and a look at the platform at Mount Dennis, followed by a quick fly-through to show you the experience of entering the station from the passenger pickup and drop-off area outside the front door of the old Kodak building and moving through to a platform. Colored walls ease wayfinding as they guide passengers through the concourse to the platform. If you are familiar with this area today, you'll appreciate what a dramatic transformation this is as the station is open to the street, allowing views in and out. We'll be going from a brown field and a large concrete retaining wall along Eglinton to a vibrant and accessible mobility hub and a more pleasant pedestrian experience. Now on to Keel. Here you will begin to see consistent visual identity of the stations and their large volume and canted white structural frames. You will notice the integrated bus transfer and understreet connections to either side of Eglinton so passengers can enter the station without crossing traffic. There are 2 secondary entrances included, one adjacent to the York Memorial Collegiate on the northeast corner. The public realm is enhanced with bike lanes and generous plazas, which is part of the city's Eglinton Connects vision. In each case of these planned views, you will notice the new infrastructure is light and bright. There's a potential cafe to the left of the main entrance. The team did a great job of integrating new opportunities to earn revenue for the transit system by integrating retail and restaurant locations very tastefully. Note the protection for bus passengers and bike parking. This will be the biggest build-out of bicycle lanes and bicycle parking in Toronto's history. You can also begin to see the trees and grassing that is part of the landscape strategy. As you can see, this transit system is a cut above, more in line with the best systems in the world. We put a premium on the urban design and architecture in this competition. You will see here the quality public spaces we're creating as part of this ambitious project. The plaza and the water feature with fountains and jets will be similar to what you may have seen at Dundas Square. The traction power substation location is elegantly hidden, but Eglinton frontage is animated with retail. You can see how great these large open volume stations will look in the new night view that is coming up. Again, here you will see a spacious plaza with more trees. This plaza will be a people place, open to local groups to hold special events. You can also see here the large double-height spaces at platforms that the design features at many stations. This creates extended clear sightlines between the concourse and the platform areas. Oakwood Station is a good example of how the design works mid-block by respecting and fitting in with the surrounding neighborhood. It also provides a view terminus at the north end of Oakwood Avenue as it meets Eglinton. The elevator lobby is colored and visible from the street, and a large super graphic provides visual animation. Where you see the clock on the part of the station that contains the ventilation and other equipment, which we like to call the technical box, there will be an opportunity to choose to further animate the station facade. At this busy intersection, the entrances are located to promote pedestrian safety. Pedestrians will not have to cross any of the streets or even Eglinton itself to arrive at Allen Station. The two east and west entrances on the north side of Eglinton have an underground connection that is outside the fare paid zone. Notice also that the skylights bring natural light into the underground area, creating an enhanced feeling of space. The existing Eglinton West subway station is preserved architecturally and fully integrated with the new Crosstown station, so this is one of the 3 major interchange stations with the TTC subway system. On this quick walkthrough showing you the station from the platform to the street, you can see the quality and openness of these stations. A terrific pedestrian promenade is created along the north side of Eglinton through a series of plazas in front of the station entrances. Bathurst Station has 2 entrances. One opens up the northeast corner with a better pedestrian orientation with a plaza on 2 sides and some new trees. The second entrance to the west has a street front retail space, which aligns well with the commercial orientation of that block. One of 3 pavilion-type stations, along with Laird and Don Mills, with a sloped glass box where the roof will be transparent. The plaza blends nicely into the adjacent Chaplin Parkette. This station also has the secondary entrance smartly designed into the streetscape, and it is placed right beside the old Forest Hill fire station. You will notice that these are not small transit stations you may be used to. We are building the Eglinton Crosstown at an urban scale, integrated and appropriate to the surrounding area, which is mid-rise in the case of Avenue Station. This is a key request of the City of Toronto Planning Department and a goal for the Government of Ontario. This is transit for the next 100 years. Yonge Station is another interchange station with the TTC subway. We anticipate it will be integrated into a Build Toronto development, and we've built the station to facilitate that, with the necessary structure to accommodate future development. Yonge Station is tremendously complex to construct because it is a critical operating subway station that will be underneath, around, and integrating with. The walkthrough here shows you how we're going to refresh the whole experience of public transit at Yonge and Eglinton by amplified ceiling heights, bright circulation spaces, and clear wayfinding. Another double height volume shows up in the platform view. This is a tremendously innovative design that will blend into the streetscape primarily by maintaining the existing facade of the historic CIBC building. We challenged the designers to eliminate the vent shafts adjacent to the school, and I'm pleased to say that they were able to do that. Again, there's a traction power substation integrated here into the station, but it is so artfully done that you'd never know it. The main entrance replaces McDonald's. This station protects for a future development directly above the main entrance, which is why the form here is a bit different. We have preserved full flexibility in the design for the city to make whatever planning decisions they feel appropriate regarding future development. Again, notice the double height volume view from the concourse. The second sloped glass box, with the technical box again artfully integrating the traction power substation into the station. Laird Station also creates a retail storefront space in keeping with the scale of the neighborhood. The covered bus shelter is another important feature that carries the same wing shape as the canopies over the entrances. More evidence of the strong identity of the crosstown that has been created with the winning proposal. Notice the shape of the double height volume at the platform level, as this is a mine station and is slightly different than those stations that are being excavated from above. The mine construction method enables the team to construct over 400 meters in length of station cavern and special track work areas from below while hardly disturbing the street above. This approach minimizes disruption to traffic and businesses. This station is the third location having a pavilion style to the architecture, with both canted structural frames and a sloped roofline. There is a common language throughout the station designs that make them immediately recognizable and beautiful. You'll note that this design language carries into the bus station with its distinctive wing-shaped roof. This is an example of a typical side platform stop. Shelter roof lines have a familiar wing shape, and many system components are embedded into the structure itself to keep the platform area clutter-free. Long benches provide ample seating for waiting passengers and also allow for the wheelchair users or strollers to sit beside the bench. We've incorporated a number of accessible features to make the platform experience feel safe for everyone. Bike lanes connect to the crosswalk for cyclists who want to transition to ride the crosstown. Tree groves along the south side of Eglinton provide shade to pedestrians arriving to the stop zone and a consistent green element along the street. And here is a center platform location style at a surface stop. Note also the extensive tree planting on both sides of the avenue. You will also notice an example of the new bike lanes with a buffer we are adding to Eglinton along the route. The surface stops blend into the urban environment nicely with a clean and simple design. They carry many of the same architectural elements from the stations to reinforce the crosstown identity along the entire line. Shelters are modular to allow for additional shelters to be added to the platform in the future if ridership demand creates the need. And we finish with the mobility hub location with connections to TTC Subway, the SRT, and GO Transit. The walkthrough starts out with one of the connecting corridors that allows people to get to GO without going through the fare paid zone of the LRT. That's the glass wall. Urban design and landscaping are used to great effect. The large plazas create a civic presence for the main crosstown entrance and guide people to the door. An abundance of light comes into the station through both the glass entrance walls and skylights, so there are bright circulation spaces inside. Again, we see how the colored walls and light walls help guide the passengers through the concourse for seamless connections to each of the transit systems at Kennedy: Crosstown, TTC Subway, SRT, and GO Transit. I hope you enjoyed the tour.